It always depends a little bit on where you're at. I think you'll
Yeah.
probably hear this theme of where you're at. There's not there's a multiple solutions to solve the problem. And so where we were at 3 years ago to where we're at today is completely different. When I came
Hmm.
into the organization, there was nobody in AM. There's no account manager. It was an account executive and a professional services organization. So we had no CS, no AM. I was like, well, that's the first thing that we can actually do.
Hmm.
Let's invest in this. So we invested in that, and we invested in the account manager, and the account manager worked with PS. We shed ourselves from PS so that we didn't have to make the software. The software was a true SaaS platform that could work and we could enable. So then we converted a lot of our PS people into CS, into this customer success. And so our customer success has been really focused in on adoption and that experience for our customers.
Hmm.
And then our account managers have been focused in on the commercial side of the equation. So that's how we have it today. We're also now playing with some things within that, and I can show, and we can talk to it, just the idea of um, because adoption, whatever your key metrics are, so
Hmm.
get really data centric on what drives a great renewal and expansion.
Yeah.
So we've done like a multivariate analysis to figure out what are the best customers, what are the things that we can influence from they attend our events, they're part of our community, they use our product X amount of times. We looked at 150 different variables and came down to the core ones that would give us the highest likelihood, the best experience for clients to renew. And so a lot of it came down to adoption. And so now we're like, well, actually, maybe the commercial issue isn't not as much of an issue. So we can actually start to convert some of our CS folks into running the commercial, because when we know that they're using our product, loving our product,
Hmm.
the commercial just becomes much more natural. So
Yeah.
we're in that testing phase now of let's get a little bit more compensation for our CS people. Let's give them a
Hmm.
little bit more. And we're in this pod. I think there's a question later about us talking about pods.
Yeah.
They're working really beautifully in this pod model where
Yeah.
they're jointly connected and they're plotting out high risk, high growth, or low risk, high growth, or low growth, high risk, or low the bottom. So they have their accounts plotted out by those particular categories, and
Yeah.
then providing and conquering a little bit there as well. But right now, it's really account managers, commercial, CS is more adoption with this merge towards we'd ultimately, and we have two people on an account to where we will then move more to CS is the new one person on that account for maybe not a lot of high growth. And for a high growth accounts, we'll continue to invest in a dual model, if you will.
Right.